Welcome to the Big Biz Show.
Taking care of business.
You want fast-talking, hard-hitting discussions on business and finance? Maybe with a barroom slant and some really salty peanuts? We're not counting calories. We're counting cash. Before we get to the man with the financial plan, meet the money team. Costa, Mary, and Greg. Now Captain Finance himself, Sully.
Wherever you are, wherever you're watching, listening, welcome to the Big Biz Show. We always appreciate you being along for the ride. Costa, Marybird Godwin, Greg Todoroff sitting here at the bar, and of course, Sully.
Great to see you guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, sir.
125 million. 125 million countries. What did you say?
I forgot my green.
125 million homes. What are you bitching about?
I'm following the show. Keep going.
What are you cranking about?
The wearing of the green, and she forgot to wear.
Forgot to wear green.
I'm Scottish.
You went from Scottish to Irish to Boston in a minute.
Oh, I got a green cup. Hey,
Happy Valentine's Day. That'll be edited. We've tilized my lips on that.
Exactly.
Go online to see what I actually said there. So, very excited about March Madness.
We're here, baby.
I just got back from Minneapolis visiting both daughters, and we got to sit. It's so much better to be in Minneapolis than Southern California. Let me tell you why. I got to sit 3 rows up center court for about, they paid me to sit there.
Yeah, right.
That's how cheap it was. That's how cheap it was. Mm-hmm. The hotel room I stayed at, I got a 1-bedroom suite, which was the size of a small farm town, for about $16, and they gave me, all I could eat Spam. Yeah. It's a fantastic place.
It is.
I didn't realize that it's the home of Pillsbury flour.
I'll be darned.
And everything is old mills. So for West Coast folks, it sort of looks like Monterey, like a lot of the cannery type feel. Mm-hmm. As I'm watching the basketball game, I realized, oh my gosh, we had Selection Sunday yesterday for March Madness. And then they played this commercial, which I thought was really interesting. Now, DraftKings and what's the other one called?
FanDuel.
And what's the other one called that sponsors us?
Prize Picks.
All started with about $1 million each.
Yep.
They're all billion-dollar companies. Not this one's still growing here, but it's because of people betting on sports. Okay?
Sure.
It's always going to be there.
Yep.
There's an initiative that plays yesterday, right in the middle of the, I can't remember which game it was. I can't remember if it was NBA or it might have been one of the college games. No, it was actually during the Selection Sunday that says, it's a new initiative called drawtheline.com for college kids. Well, I was drawing lines in college too, but it was a whole different story back in the 80s. But the long story short is, should I edit that out too?
Probably.
It's about hassling college athletes because you lost a bet.
Yep.
Just because you lost a bet doesn't mean you get to hassle your college. I mean, it is an initiative. Mike, what is that about?
Well, we're in the age of the NIL.
And maybe Chris Castillo and Garrett can look up the commercial.
And so Pandora's box is open, toothpaste is out of the tube, it ain't going back in, with college athletes being paid. Now, Draw the Line has to do with betting on athletes' performances, like with
so in
Prize
fantasy
Picks.
sports,
yeah,
you have different athletes individually, and if they don't perform, you could lose money.
You can.
And the college kids are heating the people that are, you dropped that pass. Are you serious?
Yeah, somebody like in little Bobby Sullivan's home ec class, dude, you just cost me $500 this weekend.
And they're
Is it like a feed, like a Twitter feed, or where are they posting it?
They're hassling people in person on campus.
Yeah. Let's say
listen. So you
in person?
Do you realize? Let's say you go to Michigan, Lansing, not the other one.
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Okay. And somebody misses the 3 at the buzzer.
Yeah.
And you had him down. You just lost $300. Now you see him in your English class, and you hey, dude.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Exactly.
That's happening.
Wow.
I saw this yesterday. We're going to bring Howie Font
So
on.
are they saying to not do that anymore?
Well, college kids.
I mean, is that what Draw the Line is? They're trying to draw the line between the athletes.
Yeah.
It's funny, interesting that they're telling college kids not to draw the line or to draw the line. They could have come up with a whole different one.
I need to circle.
Hey, kids, draw the line.
Draw the line,
don't worry.
guys. Just call it Just Shut Up.
Yeah.
More Biz coming up in a second. Howie Font, our lead analyst, in the studio today. Love it. Also making us look bad because he's dressed up in a... and suffering us at the same time. Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. See you in a minute.
your screen. That's the Day Trader Trio. DTT, best in the business.
30% of Sullivan.
That's right. No less than self-taught.
Actually, 75% of the new Sullivan. They fired everybody else.
Costa Merriman, Godwin, Greg Todorov here at the bars. A Big Biz Show continues, and of course, Sully.
A big howdy to you, Howie.
And a big old howdy to you, Howie Font. Our market analyst here on the Big Biz Show.
Flew in from New York last night, didn't you?
Oh, so glad to be here. It's been
Are
a
your
while.
arms tired?
Yeah.
Your hair looks so good.
See, I thought I did the dad jokes.
Your hair looks so good.
Does it ever look bad?
No, but it's like a different good this time, don't you think?
It's not as poofy on the sides.
I know. I told him. I said he's shortened the sides.
You know, that's the SoCal look he's going for.
is it?
Welcome to
Really?
SoCal.
Thank you very much. I thought well in Rome, you know.
That's true.
Greg's wearing the tussled look.
But then we just
Oh,
need the wardrobe to go SoCal, because the wardrobe is still New York.
Oh, he's very Menlo Park. He's very San Francisco Menlo Park.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's...
I'll get it.
I'll get it. I paid that. I don't know anybody by that
Is it
name.
his phone? No. Was there? Oh.
Somebody's phone. Okay, so we were just talking about the Draw the Line
Yes.
initiative, whereby college athletes are getting hassled on campus by college students who bet on the games. And with
Right.
that is my phone, isn't it? So long story short, how much money is being bet on college?
$2.7 billion
this is-
of wages
this- and
on
this
March
is-
Madness.
This is on March Madness.
Wow.
March
They
Madness.
used to call it the NIT tournament. What is it called now?
No, March Madness is the NCAA is separate from the National Invitation.
What do they used to
Tournament.
call? They used to call it something else though. It's not called March Madness. It's called something else. It's called the tournament.
The tournament.
But what
yeah.
tournament is it though?
The NCAA championship.
You know what's interesting is I love about the NCAA championship tournament is that every year there was like Truckmaster School of Trucking made it in.
Totally.
Marshall Brodeen, Magic School. Like there's always a school you've never heard of that gets in.
Yep.
Do you know what this year is?
What?
University of California, San Diego Tritons.
Go Tritons.
One of the hardest schools to get into because it's a med school.
Yeah.
Their basketball team ranks ahead of San Diego State, who's
Yeah.
basically, okay, out of 64 teams, you're number 66, you're allowed to play in. UCSD is in the
This
tournament.
is their
They
first
are.
year being eligible, right?
Because they moved up to Division One, and in their first year of eligibility, they won their conference tournament and got the automatic bid into the field of 64.
Hey, look, I
Amazing.
realize you might be watching us in New York City, or you're watching us overseas or something like that.
Yeah.
Our studio's based in San Diego, so we're homers. So enough about San Diego. What do you think about the Padres? No, but for this tournament,
Yeah.
there's a lot of money on the line here. And so at the same time, they're playing a PSA saying,
Draw the line.
hey, Howie, ease up on the quarterback over there, you know? But at the
It's not a problem. I'm happy to draw the line whenever is needed or wherever is needed.
Yeah.
At all times.
when you were at Florida State?
I was at Florida State, yeah. So that's my contribution here. The rest of it is like how you guys feel during one of my normal attacks.
Well, what was it? Did you see college athletes on campus? Because you were Florida
Oh,
State.
yeah. I mean, I was.
Are they accessible?
I was there when Florida State were football champions.
So-
I mean,
so- and you can
Jameis
see-
Winston. I was right there when Jameis Winston walked out of a grocery store with
the crab legs?
Yeah, that was my grocery store that I went to.
What's the crab leg story?
He forgot to pay for crab legs. He just thought, well, I'm Jameis Winston. I don't have to pay for these.
Yeah.
And he walked out. They're
That's
like,
pretty much the story. Yeah.
yeah.
Now he's the proprietor of Jameis Winston Seafood. Just about Red Lobster.
But all over the Seminole Nation Twitter handles and news feeds and all that, there's all these stories about athletes. You were talking about parlays earlier in the sports betting. Athletes screwing up people's 4-part parlays or something.
Yeah.
And people are sending Venmo requests to them.
No way.
They're just saying you cost me $500.
This is what they're talking about. So this is the Draw the Line initiative.
Okay, well, that's a Venmo request. What about Howie Font in the back of the class with a lead pipe swinging in his hand, waiting for the kid
No,
to
but
get out of class?
No, wait a second. I will argue, because I'm part of this culture sometimes.
Yes.
I would rather have a lead pipe guy that I could avoid, probably, than 50,000 ding, ding, ding. I can't even answer the phone. That's
that's
a
a great
form of
point.
harassment.
Yeah, it is.
Now, let me tell you on the other side of the coin what I think these college students are seeing, and it is because of the NIL, name, image, likeness. What that means is now, so the two sides of that story. NCAA makes $1 billion a year as a not-for-profit.
Yeah.
Coaches make they just fired the coach of the Minnesota junior college basketball team was making it settled for $3 million. Okay, athletes don't get paid jack, and they're on the cover of Sports Illustrated and the Wheaties box. Yeah. Finally, they get to capitalize. Right. Now that's a double-edged sword as well. Sure. Some of the students say, "Look, you're making $3 million by being, and you get paid to go to school, and you're not even in the NFL yet."
Oh, boosters pay their coaches' mortgages and stuff. Yeah.
So you realize that's where it's coming from. At some point, there's a have by have not.
Yes.
But I find it so interesting that now there's a PSA that's playing on NBA when you watch an NBA game.
Yeah.
And of course during the tournament here. Well, it all has to do with the number, the dollar amount for betting.
And I think that once you get to the pros, it's like, hey, it comes the territory, man. Night in, night out, someone's going to be hating your guts. But college kids, and it's to avoid in class, you're trying to just get your lunch somewhere in a cafeteria, and someone walks up to you and goes, "Hey, jackhole!"
Right.
Way to miss that
pros
3-pointer.
aren't as accessible as
You're right.
college.
100%.
Yeah, because you could be in chemistry class.
Right.
Yeah.
You could be in chemistry class and
or the
pros
dorm
you're never
room.
going to see.
I think it's more the it kind of takes away the whole school experience. What was left was the social aspect for the athletes. But otherwise, I mean, especially at the big schools, they're so separate. They all kind of take the same electives, and they're in a different dorm, and they're already kind of these otherworldly people. It's kind of.
You mean they're already pros?
Yeah, it's a rare event to see them walking around.
But is there a bifurcation? Do they have classes that you're in?
No, it happens. But at these big schools, it's like rare. You have to be in that.
So basically what they're doing, so I wonder if it's a digital bullying thing, like a cyberbullying thing?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because, and listen.
Or social media bullying, right, Mayor? I mean, that's the people, the trolls sitting behind their keyboard.
It's also very hard to hide a whole football team. A basketball team, it's easier. So these guys, a lot of schools, guys are out on campus and stuff. And if you're stupid enough to go get into a 6'7", 300-pound offensive tackle's face because the team lost, then you have fun with that. Yeah. But again, I think it's the cyberbullying part. Yeah. That's
how many people came to his birthday party? You remember the movie? Draft Day.
Oh, shoot! Sorry.
Come on.
Brain farting right there.
Was that in Technicolor or what's?
Draft Day with Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
The whole idea, he had number one draft pick. Nobody would take him, so he sent Does this happen, by the way? Do they send out private investigators to check these guys, look up their shorts?
1,000%.
Wait, what do they?
So NBA, NFL,
everybody,
MLB, if they're looking at a prospect, young man, seems all good.
Yep.
But they look up his shorts with a flashlight to find out if there's, because the premise of the story was there's this first round draft. He seemed like a perfect guy, looked like Tom Brady and everything else. But why aren't people taking? There's something untold.
Oh.
And so the private eye goes up and figures out at his 21st birthday party, none of the team came.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Oh.
How many people came to his birthday party? So to wrap this up, DraftKings, FanDuel, and what is our Prize Picks?
Prize Picks.
What are the differences between those three betting operations?
They're all the same. It's daily fantasy. Your first game of the NCAA tournament, Mr. Sullivan, coming up on Thursday.
I've never played fantasy sports in my entire life.
I can go in and lay $100, say you're either going to score over 18 points.
As an individual?
As an individual. I can say, I think Bob's going to score over 18 points. Nope, he's going to score under 18.
You ever done fantasy?
Wow.
Have you done fantasy?
Never.
Have you done it, Howie?
No, can I ask though? I've read that 5% of the highest, most volume bettors are responsible for 80% of these guys' revenue. Is that what it is? I mean,
you've got
people putting in their life savings.
The whales, right?
Yeah.
The whales are doing it. And then and again, you bet. They always tell you only bet as much as you can lose, afford to lose. Never chase.
That's like saying only loan your relatives money that you don't want to get back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like saying eat one potato chip once you open the bag. And don't eat any more.
I think you mean Funyun.
Or Funyun. Sorry, you're right, Funyun. So
so at the end of the day, does this kill? I mean, could this be turning the tides in online betting? Nothing's going to turn the tides in online betting.
Mary said it best. It's like, hey, don't litter. It's the don't litter campaign. Okay?
Yeah.
It really is.
It's true.
So, recycle, please.
I love the fact that, right? It's almost like when they're playing the beer commercials for when you're watching the Super Bowl.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, drink responsibly.
They got to say it to cover their CYAs.
Well, they do. They could care less.
But betting on it does make it more fun, right?
You've got a dog,
even a $5. I mean, that's the
fun.
pushback, right?
Yeah,
you shouldn't put your mortgage payment, but also Like $50 is fun.
That's awesome.
I like to do the bracket and just bet on the bracket.
See, now the
Easy.
bracket thing is like such a low percentage shot.
Yeah.
It's fun. It makes
There's 64 teams. Like, I'm tired of filling shit.
Well, the thing is about the bracket, the 2.7 million, that's bet legally. The amount of money that's bet illegally.
Like Daddy needs a new pair of shoes?
Well, kind of thing.
What, like office pools?
I was going to say, like, here.
Thank you.
I always say the office pool.
Which we all think.
I don't know.
Oh, thanks a lot for being the killer of fun, Mike.
All right, it's Friday.
Yes, so
I like
much
Thursday.
money. So much illegal money. Bet on it. But it's
Biz Show.
you know,
See you in a minute.
fun.
Bye.
The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man.
Ain't no lot to see. All those plans I made for myself, I got nobody else to lean on. Got so far with my head in the clouds, now it's time to get down.
A thank you to the brave men and women of our United States Armed Forces. A thank you to the DTT, Day Trader Trio, Best in the Business, Costa Robert Godwin, Greg Todoroff, and Sully.
Great to have you along today. The show rolls on. Who's our next guest there, Michael?
Our next guest is going to be Dr. Raza Bokhari from Medicus Pharma. Their ticker symbol is MDCX.
You can go to medicusPharma.com. Advancing novel therapies. Interesting having a discussion on Medicus Pharma because this gentleman, Dr. Raza Bokhari, is entering into this thing as a new venture, but it's also pretty novel in terms of what's going on in the worlds of biopharma, biotech. Dr. Bokhari, great to have you on the program, sir. Good to see you.
Well, thank you so much for having me today.
I want to talk a little bit about what are we talking about therapy-wise here? What got you involved in creating this, and what problem are we solving here?
Thank you again. Well, we are serial entrepreneurs and investor operators that are always in search of a novel therapy. And our lead asset, SkinJet, fits the bill. It addresses the most common cancer on the planet, which is skin cancer, which is usually treated through surgical intervention. And we have a patented, innovative product that can deliver a chemotherapeutic agent at the site of the lesion and cure the cancer non-invasively. And we are very excited that we are advancing our clinical development program quite effectively.
So, doctor, you're essentially talking about a chemo patch, right? That you just put right on the spot?
It is a chemo patch put on the lesion, basal cell carcinoma, rather than cutting it out. You just apply the patch in an office setting, and over 3 sittings, it should cure the cancer. That's the objective.
How long do you wear it for?
I'm sorry?
How long do you wear it?
Well, it is a 30-minute sitting, 3 sittings of 30 minutes each over 2 weeks period. That's what the design is for now. It's a novel therapy. So as we go through these phase 2 studies, which are FDA approved, this can get more refined, but for now, it is a very elegant way to apply the patch, see its result, and if it has cured the cancer, you don't need to move on and get surgical intervention. But if for some reason it has failed, the patient can still get surgical intervention and have the cancer removed. So it's the best of the both worlds, how this treatment has been designed.
Dr. Raza Bokhari from Medicus Pharma with us here. MDCX is their ticker symbol. Doctor, do you see it eventually get to the point where I can take the patch home and do it myself without having to go to the office to get it done?
Maybe way down the pipe, but cancer is serious business. And being a recovering physician myself, I would perhaps think it is best that it is delivered under the supervision of a physician or a physician gender. And I think that is where it should stay. But in the future, we live in innovative times. Anything is possible.
Hey, Dr. Bokhari, a couple of great things happening with you guys as a company. Once again, the name of the company, Medicus Pharma, and MDCX is the stock symbol. You can have that at your fingertips by going to bigbizshow.com. I see that you just closed a $4.5 million financing, but other good news is that you had some interim data that may help fast track this with the FDA. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're very excited. About 10 days ago, we shared with the market that at midway point after, we have a phase 2 study that covers 60 patients, and after completing 30 of those, we looked at the interim analysis that showed more than 60% of the participants showed complete clinical clearance.
Wow.
So in a market size which is 5 million new cases in the United States every year, and only 1 million or so most surgical procedures that leave a lot of patients in the queue, this is very promising data, which gets us one step closer to bringing to market on a fast track basis a commercially viable product. And we plan to meet with the FDA later this year, and we are very hopeful that sometime in 2027, this asset can become commercially available for use in office settings.
Dr. Bokhari, I want to talk about 2025. As you know probably better than anybody, 2022, 2023, 2024, pretty tough for biopharma companies. 2025 seems to be a good place to be for biopharma companies in terms of capital formation. You just raised money yourself, and so on and so forth. What are you most looking forward to for the next 3 to 5 years?
Indeed, very well said. The biotech life sciences sector at early stage remains always under pressure. There are always headwinds, but I would also say that there is always capital available for innovative, disruptive, and specialized assets like ours. So we have been very fortunate. We have in last year raised $25 million. And with all the volatility in the market, we have a $75 million registration statement with the SEC. So we don't see that much of a challenge for us, but that doesn't mean that others may not have a different story to tell. So we are very blessed and very fortunate in advancing forward a novel therapy that addresses the most common cancer, not just in the United States, but around the world.
Dr. Bokhari, thank you so much for your time today. Dr. Raza Bokhari, Medicus Pharma CEO, of course, their ticker symbol, MDCX. Big things. SkinJet Chemo patch. All right, keep it right here. Much more to come with the Big Biz Show. Loft 100 Studios, the Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for the securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a certain high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stocks if we are speaking about interviewing or covering a public company who has paid compensation.
Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullyandgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the
Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov and or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
I like it.
Hey, is that a rescue plane?
Rolling on from the Loft 100 Studios, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, as always, we appreciate you being along for the ride. It is the Big Biz Show. Those gentlemen are the DTT, best in the business, day trader trio. What did you say, Sul? Third or
30% of the Sully band.
30% of the world famous Sully band. No. Back here at the bar, it's Costa, Merbert Godwin, our executive producer, Greg Todoroff, and of course the aforementioned Sully, Captain Finance. Captain Finance himself.
That's right.
Where's your cape? Where's your cape, kid?
I had, I think I need a cape, don't you think?
I think so too.
I think capes are coming back.
Or at least a beret.
Do you think capes are coming back?
Yeah, I do too.
Cape and a beret?
Well,
Are they back in London? Let's ask our guest.
look at Ian Jenks is here.
Yeah. I feel like they would make their way to London first.
I was thinking
I
more.
haven't got out of Paris yet.
I was going to say France. Yeah.
Introduce our guest, Michael.
This is Mr. Ian Jenks, one of our favorites, Chairman CEO of SmartKem. Their ticker symbol is SMTK.
You know, it's funny when someone had contacted us about having him on the air. Is that correct?
That's exactly right.
And I remember, and we get a lot of people trying to come, because obviously we're not just a show about companies, we're a show about everything. We're loosely structured in business. But I remember seeing the word calibrated eyeball on your guest sheet. And what he's basically saying is, look no further than walking into your local electronics store.
Yep.
And they got the row of TVs, and this one's a little more yellow, this one's a little more red, this one looks like I'm there. And that is the calibrated eyeball you talk about in your business.
Is.
Talk about that. When I feel like the technology in your sector is moving so quickly. The stuff you invented last night, you got to figure out what you're going to do tomorrow. I mean, it's moving at the speed of light, is it not?
Well, it does move at the speed of light, but it stays around for a long, long time. So, you go back 40 years. Yeah. We were all sat in front of those cathode ray tubes and thinking the next best thing was those rear projection TVs and things. And then I think it was Samsung brought out the LCD. And you're right, we all have a calibrated eyeball. We are all experts on color because we look at the world. And we look at the world, and if it looks better, looks brighter, looks sharper, that's what we want. And we make it happen.
You know, it's funny. I wonder why there is not more best practices in that industry to where when I do walk into a Best Buy or I do walk into a Costco, where I'm seeing so much difference in one quality to the next, you'd think that everyone would capture the type of the same, right? Which is sort of what you guys are talking about.
It is, but it's all cost performance, isn't it? So we all know which is the best one in the shop, and we look at it and go, yeah, but I'm not paying
that. Is it always the most expensive?
No,
okay.
Definitely not.
Okay.
But it's what size do I want? Do I
Okay.
want a 40-inch? Do I want 27-inch? Is it going into my kid's bedroom? Is it going into the main lounge? Is it going into my den?
Do you ever think you're going to ask the question,
things.
is this TV going to be in my kitchen or not? Nobody ever thought about that 20 years ago. But people have.
People do today. Can I wall mount it?
What did you call it? You call it was a cost saving.
Cost performance.
Cost performance. So let me tell you why, because LEDs are expensive to make, right?
So LEDs are not so expensive to make.
Micro LED.
Micro LEDs are expensive to assemble. So the actual core technology is the same thing that's in all those LED light bulbs made by the billions, only it's much, much smaller, like 1/20,000th of the size.
Which is why chip
LED.
first is so important, correct?
That's absolutely
Talk about
right.
what you mean by chip first when you're talking about
So traditionally you take a transistor and you take your micro LED and you try and weld it, literally weld it on top.
Right.
And you can imagine trying to do that with something which is 1/20,000th of the size of the things that you find in your light bulbs. It's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
And it's a mechanical alignment of something that's just a few microns in size. And so what we do is instead of putting the transistor first, we put the chip first and do it upside down. And we make polymer, so it's they start as liquids, semiconductors, and we literally pour them on the top, and then we photo pattern them to make the transistor.
And that is the tiebreaker. That's your key selling proposition. That makes
is
you bigger, better, faster,
absolutely.
stronger, cheaper. Why you guys? Welcome to. It seems so simple.
Well, it is simple, but it's. I never said it was easy. And it's taken us the best part of 12 years and $100 million to develop the core technology. So it's pretty tricky. And why us? Because Manchester in the United Kingdom, which is where our scientists came from, these were the guys that invented polyester.
Oh.
So all of these polymer, these plastics, the history goes back to the 30s, 40s, 50s in Manchester. And so that even now, nearly 100 years later, you've got this ecosystem that builds up over decades of the equipment manufacturers, the courses at the universities, the postgraduates, postdocs, and so on that build up there.
I guess the one thing that I don't want to get lost in the conversation is not only is this a better technology, it turns out to be a better picture quality and so on and so forth. And of course, it turns out not to be cost prohibitive. But overall, in terms of durability, in terms of environmental impact and everything else, I mean, this is sort of a panacea for this industry that has been sort of on the decline for many, many years.
Well, I'm not sure it's been on the decline because displays have been growing like crazy forever.
But I've got this now.
You do have that.
That is 90% of these guys aren't keeping up with even the quality of this.
That's absolutely true.
And so you guys bring in, not only a better product, you're bringing in something that's actually environmentally better.
Well, it uses a lot less power, and displays. You've only got to put your hand on one and realize how hot it is, and that's because it's wasting a lot of electricity through heat. And so anything that's lower power is environmentally friendly.
Ian Jenks, Chairman and CEO of SmartKem. So happy to have him in studio. Their ticker symbol, of course, is SMTK.
All right, so talk about top down. Where are you at in the arc of this story in terms of getting these in front? Because me and Mike want to be by the time the basketball tournament starts on Thursday.
Right. Yeah, no question.
Talk to us, because you guys are making, if you look at your press releases, you guys are a million miles from where you even thought you'd be last year.
I think we're a lot further ahead than we even thought. In fact, today we announced the availability of a thing called a MIP. So what's a MIP? It's a micro LED in a package. So it's great to be able to think about these big micro LED TVs, but where are you going to start? Because if you're trying to compete with a multi-billion-dollar industry, you've got to do something that's different. So instead of trying to break the problem from 25 million of these things going to TV, we're packaging little groups of 4.
What's interesting is you beat me to the punch on asking about that for your press release today, because it makes me ask how much IP do you guys have there, or how many different leading solutions do you have now? Because we started interviewing you, a month ago?
Yeah.
It's changed in the month in terms of you guys getting the ball down the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, one of the questions that people talk to me about is, well, what's happening now? Why now? And that is because finally, we've got a solution out there that people are looking at and going, oh, crikey, I could do that. I could do this. We've got the LCD guys who are coming to us and saying, make a smart light for our LCD.
I'm going to keep you here for a number of reasons, because you bring up the word now, and now it's interesting to have people, why should they be looking at you now is the next question for you. Think about it in the break, but I just want to talk about what the next few years looks like, and I also want to talk about the Roth Capital Conference, because there's a reason you're in San Diego, California, which is just 25, 30 minutes south of where the Roth Capital Conference is going. And Roth Capital's got a great microcap conference we do every single year. We did our first Big Biz Show to go there 20 years ago.
Wow.
When we were just radio, Russ and I, and then we brought the television show there, and then now we got a camera crew heading up there, which is going to be following you around early tomorrow, by the way. So just you're not out of this. We come back, we'll figure it out.
Ian Jenks, Chairman, CEO, SmartKem, ticker symbol SMTK. Keep it here. Much more to come. Big Biz Show rolls on. Sunny Southern California inside the Loft 100 studios. That is the Day Trader Trio, DTT. Back here at the bar, Costa, Maribel Godwin, Greg Todorov, and Sully. Of course, our special guest with us is the Chairman and CEO of SmartKem, Mr. Ian Jenks, ticker symbol SMTK.
Okay, I want to go back to some of the first things we talked about with you, Ian, because I remember on your website watching the video, and you were talking specifically about how you can't see a lot of the screens now if there's daylight. You're always, when you're looking at my computer, like, turn the brightness up. I mean, we can't see these screens if there's any amount of daylight. So is that something that these micro LEDs are helping?
Certainly has the potential to be able to give you daylight readable screens. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's one of those value propositions that calibrated eyeball that I talk about can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the easiest thing possible, isn't it? You know, if you've got a micro LED on your mobile phone, then you can actually read it in daylight.
Taiwan is a central hub.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, in semiconductor innovation.
It is.
You just did a partnership with a company called ITRI?
Yeah, ITRI, yeah.
Talk about that.
So we signed a partnership with ITRI about 18 months ago to take our prototyping process out of the labs and into production. So into a production-ready process at what's called a Gen 2.5 line. So think displays about this big. So ITRI is absolutely the gold standard for any sort of semiconductors. So one or two of us may have heard of TSMC,
sure.
World's biggest semiconductor company. That span out of technology at ITRI.
What does this do for you guys, the partnership?
Well, so what it does for us is clearly demonstrated with our latest agreement with AUO, who's the largest display company in Taiwan, to make a flexible, transparent micro LED display.
I would assume that these relationships are proof of concept, right? Every time you have a relationship, they would not go in this direction. Did you not have something bigger, better, faster, stronger, cheaper, et cetera?
Absolutely. That's absolutely what I believe to be the case. ITRI clearly has choices about what it's going to choose as its next introduction of a radical new type of transistor. The fact that they've chosen us as the next thing to take forward, we consider to be a pretty good validation of our core technology. And the fact that AUO, based on our relationship with ITRI, feels strong enough to start a program with us to develop, as I say, a radical new type of display.
I remember the first time I saw the Masters on TV at Augusta, Georgia in HD. And I thought, my God, this game changer, my life will never be the same.
That was Mike's last golf.
Yeah. Will we ever, though, Ian, get to the point where the technology is so far beyond what our eyeball is able to comprehend? Or are we pretty good at adjusting as human beings?
Oh, wow. We are so far away from being able to see what you can see with your eyes on a display today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
To be able to see natural vision, you need it to be roughly 3 times as bright as the brightest TV that you can get today. So you need so there's a unit called a nit. It's not the little things that get in your children's hair. It's the, although there's those as well. It's actually a measure of brightness over an area. And today, the brightest TVs, when they turn up the wick in the in Best Buy to make you think it's the best,
right,
it lasts about 3 months. So the brightest things are maybe 1,000, 2,000 nits. You need 10,000 nits to get daylight, to get realism.
Let's come back to the press release today.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about what's the top line? Because I know that I'm going to get a million emails after you're off the air, which is a good thing. But this is not just a function of the demo. It's a function of where you're demoing it, and in terms of credibility, and of course unveiling the micro LED in a package, the MIP backlight. Talk about. Let's delve into that just for a second.
So we're unveiling it at Touch Taiwan, which is the big display conference in Taiwan.
It's like a consumer electronics show for Taiwan, only but display specific, correct?
It's very display specific, and it's a bit geeky, and it's a bit customer orientated. So it's not like CES, which is a lot more fun. This is really specific, and I'm delivering the keynote at that conference to talk about the MIP. So, if you're trying to introduce a new technology, then, new technology, new form factor, new market, that's a hard thing to get to. Mm-hmm. So the question is, what else can you do with micro LEDs? And all of these LCD screens today have a light at the back that shines on those color filters at the front. So we've been looking at taking micro LEDs to change that dumb light at the back to a smart light. So we can hopefully make the LCDs in the interim a little bit brighter, better contrast, better results.
This screams to ask the question about commercialization, right? I mean,
absolutely.
So if you were a biotech company, I'd ask where you were with the FDA in terms of putting a new drug NDA out there for a new drug application and getting to commercialization. With you, though, I think the path is a little clearer and faster. Talk about commercialization.
It is a little clearer, it is a little faster, and that's why we're introducing the MIP, because it's going to be a couple of years before you start to see micro LED TVs, but to see micro LED based LCDs can be much quicker. So that's making these little groups of 4 micro LEDs that you can use existing what's called pick and place machines to just dot them all over the back, and then you have a smart white light that sits behind the color filters of an LCD. So we hope to, we are introducing that as a product. We anticipate that during the course of this year, people will start to make backlights out of it.
First time you're on the air, I asked you about what you're looking most forward to the next year to 5 years. I got to believe this is part of it. What else we look at? What does it look like for you guys for the next 2 to 3 years in terms of commercialization and sales and the next steps for you guys?
So if you look at what we're doing, I think we have a pretty good roadmap and a pretty good pathway to grinding our way into the display markets. But we are core of our business is, we're a bunch of chemists who make really cool materials. And we make them that can be used at really low temperatures, where you take a liquid and you shine a UV light at it and it turns into a solid. And there are other applications in chip packaging, for instance, and these 3D printing machines. And I think you will start to see us start to break out from just the display.
I was going to say, there's some other verticals here.
Into the packaging, and we are now starting to work with companies that are taking some of our materials and using them for packaging applications. And beyond that, hey, we make a semiconductor. Semiconductors are used to make logic.
Sure.
And we think we might actually make some logic by the square yard and break out from 300 millimeter wafers.
Well, this is not the last time you're coming to Southern California. We need you in here for much more than that. As long as you're here.
I absolutely love coming here.
He is Mr. Ian Jenks, the chairman and CEO of SmartKem, of course, their ticker symbol, SMTK. Thank you so much for coming in studio.
It's a pleasure.
That will do it for this edition of the Big Biz Show. To everybody who makes it possible, thank you. To the DTT, thank you for making it possible. They're up on stage, and all of you for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.
Okay, we're good for